Hello and welcome to Stage Makeup with Kyla, online stage makeup class. This video, I'm going to show you some blood and guts techniques. It's gonna be fun because it's fake. In real life, injuries are no joke, but on stage sometimes they're not a joke either, but they're really fun to create and they look really cool. I know that it can be scary and triggering, and if you faint at the sight of blood, stop watching this video. But this is what we're going to create. We're going to create a gash dripping with blood, a black eye, two different black eyes actually, at different levels of healing, a broken nose, what else have I got? A burn, a blister, another bruise. I'm also going to show you a few different scars and a scrape, which isn't even on my schematic, but I am going to show a scrape. When you're doing blood and guts makeup, as with any makeup, the best kind of makeup is research is primary research, which I know can be really creepy, but possible to find on the internet, or pictures of your own injuries or your friends' injuries. This is an actual forehead gash. That's my friend Matt. This is currently my best image of a forehead gash, which is what I'm going to try and recreate. My previous best image of a forehead gash is this one, but I think this might be makeup, which makes it a secondary source, which is cool. It's cool to see how to create a gash with makeup. Actually, now looking at the expression on my friend's face, I used to say that this one isn't real because the guy doesn't look too traumatized, but Matt doesn't look traumatized either. But I'm sure it hurt. My other best gash research is this from this girl that I was in love with. She and I were in a boating accident. She's fine. She was fine after this. But at the time, I got to see her skull. How many people's skulls have you seen? Isn't that disgusting and terrifying? This picture was when we were in the hospital after they had already numbed the area. They gave her some injections and they cleaned it out with a saline solution to get out all the fish poop. And they lifted up her hair, and the doctor who was doing it looked at her and looked at me, and she didn't know that I looked at her skull, but I did. Here's a picture of it all stapled up. 13 staples in the back of her head. Which I have these pictures as research. If you need to make it look like a wound is stapled up. Surprisingly, they're just real staples. Alright, research. I guess I'm going to keep going through the research. So that's my gash research. Everyone scars in different ways. Some people have keloidal scarring, and they have thick pink scars. If they have pale skin, that's how it's going to look. Broken noses are cool to create with makeup. Depending on your complexion and your skin tones, bruising is going to look different on your skin. So as you do the research for this one, find people that have skin tones and complexion similar to yours. There's a really juicy burn. We can create that easily with makeup. This image, if you Google black eye, this image usually comes up. It's a great one for showing the stages of healing of a black eye. There's another gnarly blister burn. As you're creating your character makeup, think about what happened to them and why they look like this. Did they get punched in the face and break their nose? Did they get slashed in the jaw? This is real too. I forget the story behind this one, but this exists online and it's gross. Blisters, fun to create with liquid latex. Oh, this is a secondary source. This is from when we did Carrie the musical. She's just covered in blood. She's not injured. You know, it's Carrie. She's just covered in blood. Yeah, this is cool. People that have more melanin in their skin, when their skin is scraped, often it's pink underneath and then darker brown surrounding. So if you are of these skin tones, maybe this is what it's going to look like on you. Yeah, and if you have brown skin, maybe the scar is a darker brown. It's fun to do research on blood and guts. There's another scrape on someone whose complexion is darker than mine. Comes out kind of pink. There's a good roller derby bruise. I've got a bajillion pictures of those. And, oh gosh, it just gets gnarlier and gnarlier. Here's a close-up of a black eye. We're going to create all this with makeup. The idea is do the research, have the research on hand, have it close to you, do the research that you can stomach. Here's a variation of a scar. Sometimes the scar is just a thin line. Overall, what I am trying to say is that research will help you, and keep the research on hand. Ooh, there's a blister. Have you ever had a blister that gets cut like that? Oh, there's another really good scar on like a olive brown toned skin. I'm going to show you that, I'm going to demonstrate on my own skin, but definitely do the research to see what injuries would look like on yours. There's a few more to show you. There's a really gross blister. There's a really severe broken nose. There's another scar that looks just like a red line. But always go back to the research. All that to say, have the research on hand as you're creating your injuries, and always go back to the research to make your injuries look as realistic as possible. Okay, so in my plan, there's going to be a gash across my forehead right here. To begin, where do I begin? I think I'll begin with base all over the face. Then I'll powder. I was so excited to show you the research. No. I'm going to show you how to do spirit gum and liquid latex and scar wax right onto your skin. It's possible to put base and then powder, then spirit gum, then scar wax. That's an option too. I'm going to show you how to stick it right to your skin. Wash your hands. Wash your hands, wash your face. I washed my hands before I came in here. Spirit gum. This is a cheap spirit gum that I got at the Halloween store. It's comparable to the Ben Nye spirit gum that comes with the Ben Nye cream color kit. If you are allergic to spirit gum, an option is Prozaid. It's a little bit more expensive. You can get it on Amazon. It's an adhesive, works in the same way. So I want the gash to be right here. So I'm going to start with a thin layer of spirit gum, surrounding the area where I want the gash. Not just where the gash will be, but all around it. Yeah, we'll do the setup for the gash first, then base, and everything else on the face. That is the plan. Scar wax. The Krylon Supercolor Kit comes with this Cinewax, which we're about to find out if it behaves the same way as the Scar Wax that comes with the Ben Nye kit. The Ben Nye cream color kit that I bought was the fair light medium for my skin tone. If you have a different skin tone and got a different skin tone kit, the Ben Nye Scar Wax does come in a few different colors. It doesn't always match your skin, but that's okay because you can put makeup on top of it. I'm struggling to open this. I should have opened this before I started. Have all your supplies on hand when you get ready to start. I'm not even sure if it is a twist off. The caption for this part of the video is going to be nervous laughter. I opened it earlier. Maybe this is the end of part 1. All right, check out part 2 for the next step.